Yeah, right there. Right there. All right. Okay. Awesome. Welcome to 100 Yards of Football. It's our NFL team special preview today. Today we're going to preview the New England Patriots. If you like the video today, please come in and share it. I'm your host, Vincent Turner, and joining me is two gentlemen. They're very talented when we talk about football, and they've been outstanding with me over the last 5 months. The first gentleman played in the National Football League. He was a first-round draft pick of the Atlanta Falcons in the 1981 NFL Draft, 25th selection overall, Florida State University, Mr. Bobby Butler. The second gentleman is renowned, very talented high school football coach here in the Clay County area, which is part of the Atlanta metro area. He coached at Dutchtown, Riverdale, Lovejoy, and Mount Zion. My man, Mr. Kevin the Bull Jones. So please sit back and enjoy the video today. We are 100 Yards of Football. So, Coach Jones, how you doing today, sir? We missed you last week. I know you're ready to chop at the bits and you're ready to go. Look at him. Look at him out there, audience. He's ready to go. So break down the New England Patriots.
How about that? Who would have ever thought we'd be sitting here talking about a time when Tom Brady is not the starting quarterback for the New England Patriots? So now we're about to find out, was it Tom Brady or was it Coach Belichick or was it Josh Daniels? We're going to find out what was the true madness to the success with the Patriots dynasty. In the draft, they did a great job. They got some things that assess some needs, but I'm going to tell you right now, out of the top 4 picks that they took, and they traded out of the first round, which is typical of Coach Belichick trying to find more, being able to get more players in the draft as opposed to being concerned about high draft picks. It's truly phenomenal how he puts together his mindset of what to attack or what will make them a better football program. So he started off with Kyle Duggar, who is a big safety, 6'1", 217 pounds. He is from Lenoir Ryan University. Very good friend of mine, Drew Cronick, who is now the head coach at Mercer University, actually coached him and recruited him when he was head coach at Lenoir Ryan University. He recruited a kid by the name of Kyle Duggar out of Whitewater High School. And here he is, the first pick in the second round. Phenomenal kid, can run really well, has a great upside to him, but he does have some hybrid characteristics that me and Bobby and Vincent, we all can talk about it all day. But there's a method to the madness. The second kid, outside linebacker out of Michigan, Josh Uche, 6'3", 245 pounds. There is a true recipe for edge rushers and the type of players that Belichick will take for that defense. Okay, after Uche in the same third round, second round was Uche. Third round was, of course, some from Tuscaloosa, Anthony Jennings, 6'3", 260-pound edge rusher. So what are we looking at here? We're looking at 3-4 guys that are multifaceted. Jennings was one of the leading tackles for University of Alabama. Phenomenal. You know, why didn't he go in the first round? We don't know, but for Bill Belichick, it doesn't really matter. And then, of course, the rest of the third round had the tight end out of UCLA from Chip Kelly offense. And listen, guys, here's the thing that people need to realize. There's a method to the madness. 2 tight ends are taken in the draft. The rest of defensive players, and then they get a couple of offensive linemen that right now are not going to be starters because the Patriots have a very good starting nucleus for the offensive line. Okay, so the Patriots are in great situation there. All right. Of course, Cam Newton comes in. And Cam Newton is going to fit in the Belichick philosophy and way of football. And when it's all said and done, Vincent and Bobby, he's going to be a key ingredient to the success of where they go further. So instead of just talking about the draft picks, what's really important to mention is that Cam Newton is going to have some toys to play with. It's going to have Mohamed Sanu, Julian Edelman, and Sony Michel. Now, with that being said, what does that tell me as a defensive coordinator? Bobby, that tells me as a defensive guy that Belichick is getting ready to ground and pound because his way of dealing with all of these high-octane offenses keep them off the field. Ground and pound, 12 personnel, which means one running back, 2 tight ends, and it's just going to be a power game. They're going to start having all over the place against everybody they play. And if they want to still run the ball, one of the Achilles heels for the Patriots for a while has been running athletic quarterbacks. But guess what Bill Belichick does? He turns around and gets Cam Newton. Now, when it's all said and done, nothing against the Stidham kid, quarterback, Jared Stidham kid, nothing against him. Nothing, he's going to be a great player in NFL one day. But you and I both know that Cam Newton has amassed almost 30,000 yards passing in the NFL. He has another 4,000 yards rushing in the NFL. Now, Belichick did his homework and found out that the shoulder's fine, the knee is fine, the foot stress fracture is fine. Okay, everything is ready to go. You got him for $1 million, 1 year, incentive laden, which means $700,000 per game he can make in incentives according to high performances. And that's a big thing in the NFL for those veteran guys trying to prove their net worth. And at the end of the day, it can amass $5 million in the end of the contract of 1 year playing there. And if he does well, who knows? Maybe he'll still be there. But I love the idea of Cam Newton coming in, being the quarterback for the New England Patriots. Patriots did a great job to address some things as far as needs. They got some backup players as far as the offensive line. They got some key guys, 2 tight ends. One's a blocker and one's a pass catcher. So with the 2 tight ends, watch what happens. It has the hints of a run-powered offense. Back in the days when the Patriots first started against the the St. Louis Rams, that was back then, when they played in that first Super Bowl, who knew the receivers back then? They had a pound and ground and pound running game, okay? They played ball control, and they played excellent defense. And that's what we're going to see again. So I can't wait to see how this works for Cam. He's in a different situation, but sometimes that brings the best out of players. And I'm expecting that to happen. As far as the grade and the draft, overall grade for the draft, I think it was a good B+. They fit some things, not necessarily starters, with the exception of the Kyle Duggar kid. He should be able to start or get some valuable playing time. But other than that, it's the Patriot way. Nothing has changed in that area. Josh Daniels plays an integral part in the success of the Patriots, as well as Coach Belichick. Everybody knows. Between you and I, guys, I just feel like you New England fans, you're in for a very good season. I can't wait to see it happen.
Okay, Brother Butler.
Well, I tell you right now, when Tom Brady left, everybody kept saying, I'm from South Florida, a lot of Miami Dolphins down there. They had a great draft. They're getting all excited to win it all again. They're ready to go 16-0 again. But I tell you right now, it's amazing. When we were sitting down watching the draft, and they didn't take a quarterback, we were all sitting back like, what are they doing? Tom gone. What are they doing? We thought they were going to trade up, move some things, and they just sat there, right? Well, Coach, you said it. It's the Patriot way. And one thing we got to say is that Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick, they know exactly what they're doing. Right. They know how to build Super Bowl contending teams. That's what they do. And when we look at the draft, I don't care what we call it. We can call it a C draft, B draft, or A draft. It always ends up being an A draft. Right? It may be a B draft today until they start playing and things change. They lost a lot of people on their defense, but he replaced them all through the draft. He got some great. That strong safety is going to be from Lenore Ryans. He's going to be off the chain, right? And we know Jennings is a heck of an outside linebacker. We broke him down early in the year, so he's not going to miss a beat. And he coaches defense. He knows how to take the best things away from your offense. So he's a defensive genius. They're going to be fine on defense, right? On offense, they got Cam Newton, a former league MVP. We know Cam. Cam is a beast. I mean, Cam, forget his skill set. You walk on the field with Cam Newton, and you see him in uniform, and I'm gonna tell you something, you're gonna know, hey, I'm gonna have to bring it if I get this opportunity, because Cam Newton ain't no joke, right? So Tom Brady was considered the most accurate passer in our time. Now let me tell you what that can be camouflage, right? That sounds good. When you're a football guy, yeah, okay, he accurate. You know what that means, right? Vincent, that means he's throwing 5-yard, 8-yard passes. Right. I can still do that.
Yes, sir.
I haven't played quarterback since 1977. All right. So, but what Tom Brady became a master of is playing the chess game in a dink and dunk offense. Right? And so what they do, Edelman, he's going to have 100 receiving, 100 catches every year, dink and dunk. And then you got James White, who's an all-purpose back. Between James White and Edelman, hey, man, they're going to move the chain. I think James White had over 908 all-purpose yards last year. He catch the ball out of the backfield, right? So that offense is not going to miss a beat. But I tell you what's going to happen. When you add Cam Newton, you're going to add some hot sauce to that thing, because see, Cam can run the ball. We know Brady couldn't run the ball. So Cam can move, and Cam can make some things happen with his feet. I think you add a little flavor to the offense when you add Cam Newton to this Patriot team. I'm telling you right now, they're loaded on offense. They got Cam. I think Brian Hoyer will make a great backup. You got Sonny Michel. You got James White, and you got Rex Burkhardt, who's a power back, and they play those three-headed monsters in the backfield. And then you got a great receiver room with Edelman, and you add White to that receiver room because he catches so many balls out the backfield. And then they got Marquise Lee from Jacksonville, who, bar injury, he's a big-time player. And you got Mohamed Sanu. Man, let me tell you something. A lot of people thought that the reign was over. I think the rain just hit another gear. And I'm looking to see the New England Patriots do something very special. And here, I want to say this to you, too. They took 3 defensive players in the draft early, first 3 picks. Then they came back and did something that they haven't done since 2010. They drafted 2 tight ends.
2 tight ends, right.
Now, the last time they did that, right? It was in 2010. They took they took Gronk. And they took Aaron Hernandez in the same draft.
Right.
Don't forget that. Hey, listen, they know what they're doing in Patriot land. So they got 2 great tight ends going to come in, and they're finna step it up, and they're finna go back to the beginning and make it happen all over again. I don't see any shift in the AFC East.
I agree.
Well, gentlemen, it's very simple to me. Y'all brought the analysis 100%, but I'm going to keep it short and sweet. In my lifetime, I thought the best coach you ever seen in professional football was that young man out of Green Bay by the name of my first name, Vincent Lombardi. But I don't care what people say. You could call New England cheaters. You could call them, say they're doing this and that. But they got the best coach in the history of the game in Bill Belichick. It's not even close. The guy's won 6 Super Bowl rings. He's running with a high-powered offensive game, throwing the ball, running the football. He's had great line of scrimmages both on the offensive and defensive side. So that being said, look what New England has now with Cam Newton. They already had the best offensive line in the game. They got 2 young running backs in Sonny Michel. They got one of the best catching running backs out of the backfield, James White. As y'all gentlemen said, their draft was what? B+ at the max. They got 3 very good, productive defensive players. Well, you got to look at this. Their defense only allowed 14 points a game, the best in all of football last year. And last time I checked, they still got, to my liking, the best linebacker in the game out of the University of Alabama. He's out of Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Dante Hightower. And they still got the best corner in the game. You should know about that, Brother Butler, and you also, Brother Jones, the young man out of Rock Hill, South Carolina, Stephon Gilmore. So they're stacked. So that being said, I'm going to go back to November 3rd, 2019. New England got ran over by Baltimore, 37-20. And Bill Belichick had to look on the sideline saying, wow, look at that young man from the University of Louisville that won the Heisman. Look how he's operating in that backfield with the Baltimore Ravens. And look what he's doing to my defense. You don't think Bill Belichick went back to Boston thinking, what would I do if I got an athlete like that? And boy, let me tell you something. I'm going to end the video very short and quick. If Cam Newton is healthy, these gentlemen, Bull Jones and Mr. Brother Butler, I already broke it down. New England is going to be something very serious to deal with. And my final words is going to be like the famous group out of England, the Bee Gees, Saturday Night Fever, and Boston Mass. So if you like the video today, please come in and share it. We are 100 yards of football as we have broke down the New England Patriots. Have a blessed weekend.